Really? Well, it's in our jurisdiction. Looks like a Navy officer. But it looks like from here, he led from that back. And it looks like he's leaving a blood trail that leads to here, to the wall. He must have hit the wall, fell down, stabbed himself, and died. That's terrible. What's wrong with his face? How old do you think he is?
48.
He's got that weird grin on his face. Think there's anything wrong with him?
Yep.
Well, let's test his identity. See if he's really a naval captain. Retired naval captain Josh Siegel. Had a very good combat record, except he experienced schizophrenic behavior, paranoid behavior, and had arguments with other crewmates. Served 2 tours and aided other countries. You're a good man.
Well, he was.
He's 48 and...
He retired at the age of 30.
That's terrible. He has no home, no kids, and no wife. But he does have a homeless shelter right by here. Anyway, it says that he suffers from Huntington's disease.
What's Huntington's disease?
Here, let me look it up. Huntington's disease is a disease that causes your brain to slowly deteriorate and can cause mental suffering. Let's search him if he has anything in his pockets or if he has anything on him. Oh, what's this? Kill me now. That's terrible.
So now we can throw it as a suicide.
It's very unlikely behavior. But it makes sense. He has a disease. Symptoms of HD. What's HD stand for?
Huntington's disease?
I guess that's another name for it. Psychosis, paranoia, schizophrenic behavior, brain decay, involuntary movements.
Moodiness.
It also affects the 4th chromosome, is recessive and autosomal.
That's awful.
We're gonna need to... Is there any witnesses?
Yeah. One kid was playing basketball.
Where'd he go? Is this our witness?
Yep.
So, what did you see?
I have no clue.
What were you doing at the time of his murder or suicide?
Just playing sports.
What sport?
Football.
How did you find him?
Found him dead on the floor.
So where were you April 11th at 2:59?
Being me playing sports.
Like
And how did you find him?
I found him dead. He's committed suicide.
Are you sure?
I'm 100%, sir.
We're gonna have to take... Alright, well this is where his house is. Are you related to Josh Siegel?
We have tragic news for you. He died. Suicide.
It looks like at least.
Do you know anything about him?
Yeah, Huntington's disease.
What's that?
Huntington's disease is like a disease where the brain is slowly deteriorating.
Okay.
And so after he was schizophrenic, he had suicidal thoughts, he had to be watched constantly. And
Did you have to, like, perform any functions for him? Or, like...
he had to
Shave him or?
He had to be washed. Like you had to do like some sort. You had to help
Can you give
him
us... Can you give us some examples of, like, what would happen? Like, what... You said involuntary movements?
Yeah, you could sometimes have like random like surges like that, and
Well, thank you very much. I'm really sorry that this happened. Well, this is a very sad funeral of the great noble man that Josh Siegel was. He participated in the Navy. but was sadly diagnosed with a terrible disease
Called Huntington's, Chlorea.
that only affects 1 in every 10,000 people.
5% to 12% of the people do suicide that have Huntington's, like Josh.
He was one of the few.
The proud, the
He
sequel.
died proudly. Anyway, any last words for anybody during the funeral? Anybody? Speak up. Brother.
I'll miss him. He was a good brother. He really tried to do his best.
In what?
And everything he did before Huntington's disease started changing him.
Well,
So everybody, let's all bury him real quick. Ashes to ashes, ashes to dust.
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting into